It's really good to have scissors to do this with. Tiny splinters. I need 2 hands, but those splinters are visible. They're all, every one is a splinter. Those are splinters. They stick to everything. They're razor sharp. Don't want to touch. I don't know. Don't really look like they're burnt enough. It looks like the spikes are burnt. I'm here in Kaibab National Forest. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording when I ate that, but it was a decent experience. There were a few spikes left in it that weren't completely burnt, and they were stuck in my mouth for about 30 minutes, and it wasn't painful. It just felt like hair, like I had a hairy mouth for about 30 minutes, and it was pretty tasty and not too burnt. A very good variant of prickly pear cactus grows here, so I've been eating them, and it's a much better variant than the ones in Nevada because the spikes, they're far fewer spikes, so they're very easy to prepare, and I don't have to cook them to burn the spikes off. I can just cut the spikes off. And these are the kind that grow really good fruits, big purple fruits. The ones that grow here are possibly the same variant that can be found in the supermarkets across the US, and they grow wild here like weeds. It's early July, and the cactus, prickly pear cactuses, are flowering. And this variety is possibly the greatest variety, because these flower bud things turn into nice large purple fruits, and there aren't too many spikes on these, so they're pretty easy to eat. And the flower petals are edible, and they taste good. They are eventually they'll wither, so I might as well eat them. Tasty, tasty cactus flowers. And look at all these fruits. They'll turn into fruits eventually. They'll turn purple. Here's a pretty good looking cactus with a ton of fruits. They seem to like the sunlight. I've seen some that were huge, maybe triple or quadruple the size of this one. I think those ones grow further south in Arizona. I'm pretty happy to find this. I thought I ate most of the cactuses near my camp, but I found this new location. Though really I've only looked at a few places. There are plenty of other places I haven't looked, but I like this one because it isn't bearing much fruit, so I can just cut off some of these, like this one, and eat it, and this one, and this one. Here's a decent one, but it's pretty mature, and it's growing fruits, so I'm not going to harvest it. I happen to know when this kind grows fruits, they are large and purple, very great fruits to eat. So I'll leave this one to grow, and hopefully there will be large fruits available. Here's a pretty good looking cluster. There are some of the old fruits there. It's great that these plants are basically animal proof. They can't remove the spikes. So I'm just gonna take this one. Looks pretty good, healthy. It's best to cut them because they apparently heal better than if you break the cactus pad off at the base. So I'll take this one and then find another one. This one's kind of small, so I'll find another one to eat too. Here's another one. I don't like taking too many from one plant because I want to keep the plants healthy, but I'll take this one because there's no fruits growing on it. These little clusters are fruits and I want them to grow. So I'll take this one. I found this laying on the ground. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to use it so I don't have to worry about getting poked by these spikes. The lack of spikes on this kind make them really good for eating. The spikes can be sliced off, but because I have one hand, I'm doing this, and this is a way to do it too. This variant of prickly pear may be the most popular in the world that people eat and is grown in Mexico, farmed in Mexico. Though I'm not sure, there may be another variant that looks very similar, but I think this variant may be the actual most popular variant. And they grow wild here. It's pretty awesome. And these spikes are very mild. I can touch them and they're just, it's like they're not really sharp. They're sharp, but they're just not very sharp. I wouldn't want to eat them though. I have actually ate about a couple of them and it was painful for about a half hour, and not extremely painful, just slightly. And then I guess I must have swallowed the spikes or something, or they must have fell out of my mouth because it wasn't painful anymore after that. I could just make slices like this, as shallow as possible, and then I can just cut them like this and remove them. And the faster I do it, the better. More efficient, the better. These large spikes are easier to remove because I can just cut them around them. Then pull them off. Sometimes they'll come out completely. Like that. I've cleaned this side and now it's time to flip it over and do the other side. Here's one I removed the spikes from. I went a little overboard. They don't have to be cut so deep. It's wasteful, but it can be time consuming to prepare these, but worth it because they're pretty good and they're free vegetables. And this kind doesn't even have to be cooked because the spikes are so, it lacks spikes, so I can eat it without worrying about eating spikes. It's slightly sour, slightly sweet, and the inside's kind of like an apple. The entire thing kind of is like an apple. The skin is kind of hard like an apple, and the inside's like a very soft apple. It's pretty good. It kind of tastes like an apple too. They grow at lower elevations in northern Arizona. They may not grow near Flagstaff because it's at a high elevation, but at this lower elevation where I'm at currently, there are a lot of them. Some may grow near Flagstaff, but I don't know. I've seen at least one, but they seem to be much more common at this lower elevation. Here's one a little more neatly prepared. These don't have to be cooked because there's no spikes, but the ones in Nevada would be hard to prepare like this, and cooking them is a good way to burn off the spikes if the flame is hot enough. Some of these can be pretty sour and they're pretty good when combined with sugar.